Star Wars CCG players, fans, aficionados, and folks with nothing better to do on a Saturday afternoon but hang out with me. I guess it's Saturday afternoon here in America. For our European friends, it's Saturday night, and frankly, a little sadder if all you have to do is hang out with me on a Saturday night. I love you guys. I love that everyone is here checking this out. Give me just a second so I can get logged into chat and I can type there if need be. We are here for the Outrider Cup. It is game 3 of the Outrider Cup matches. This is Justin Desai on light side with He Is the Chosen One versus Cedrik we're just going to go with Cedrik. And he is running Hunt Down and Destroy the Jedi. So this is going to be a fun match to watch. You know, I expect there'll be a decent amount of back and forth. Should be a fairly battle-heavy game, but it'll really probably kind of key on 1 to 2 big battles. Like, this is a match where if one player can get ahead, they can really make things difficult for the other player, and whoever's battle tricks hit first and whoever's activation platforms hit first are going to be at a massive advantage. Is that a little bit better? I just cranked the volume up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how this gets played because these are both very aggressive decks, and with the matchup as it stands, I could definitely see both players playing it a little bit slower. Like, I've talked about it before. We've heard it talked about on Holo Theater, which, you know, those episodes are all available on YouTube with the PC's YouTube channel. But you're never going to win a game on turn 1 or 2. Like, you're not going to make a play on turn 1 or 2 that says, this single play wins me the game. You can, however, absolutely lose on turn 2. Like, if you make the wrong play on turn 1 or turn 2 and you give your opponent an opening, you can lose the game that way. And I hope that doesn't happen here. Like, I really hope to see a fun game between two outstanding players who are both playing a pretty well-known deck types. I mean, He's the Chosen One and Hunt Down are... Sorry, I just want to let them know that the stream is ready to go, so Justin and Cedrik can start whenever they need to. But yeah, Hunt Down and HITCO, He Is the Chosen One, are known and common decks, and their decks I've played a bunch of. Like, they're fun games. They're fun decks to play. Like, you get to play Luke, you get to play Vader, you get to do stuff with lightsabers. Like, this is Star Wars, you know? That's what I like to see. That's what is fun to watch. Looks like Justin's got the game up and ready to go, so we're just waiting for Cedrik to join up. This is game 3 of this Outrider Cup series. This is basically the Ryder Cup, if you follow golf, of Star Wars CCG. This is the best of the Americans versus the best of everyone else, which in this case is all the Europeans. Currently the matches are tied 1-1. If you watched earlier today, you saw Hayes Hunter lose to Kuhn, and in a 0 hour versus, or Kuhn played 0 hour and beat Hayes Hunter's Shadow Collective in a close game. That was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to stream. Dan and I were on that. I believe that's already uploaded onto YouTube. If you missed it, go check it out right after this. Like I said, just kind of waiting for this game to get started. This is going to be a fun matchup there. We got somebody else talk to me. I don't know how that works when you do that, but it terrifies me when Amazon starts talking to me. Please don't do that to me, people. Like, I'm not used to hearing things in my headset when I'm streaming by myself. It throws me off. But I'm not sure who that is, but you subscribe now for 15 months. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Subscribing to Twitch, especially using your Prime subscription. If you've got Amazon Prime, you get that free monthly subscription. It's an awesome way to support the PC. It supports stuff like this, the Outrider Cup happening, the streams happening. You know, it helps keep everything running. And it's a great way to support the PC. You know, there's other ways you can do that as well. You've got the donation, the annual donation. The donation drive's gone. You've got that you can get the PC XL deck boxes, which are beautiful. Thank you, Danny. I don't know that we've officially met, and this is the point where you're like, Garrett, we've played 7 times before, and I'm terrible with names and forget that, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I've definitely done that before. I remember a tournament in Wisconsin many years ago where I sat down across from my opponent and said, hey, great to meet you. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, we've played here every year for the last 4 years. And I felt like a jerk, and it was what it was. So we got Cedrik here. We got this game ready to roll. Cedrik with Hunt Down and Destroy the Jedi versus Justin Desai with He is the Chosen One. Like I said, this is going to be a interesting matchup. Now, I've not seen deck lists for this. I don't know what versions we're going to see. I'm intrigued. I expect we'll probably see 12-card Hunt Down. Yep, so it is the 12-card start for Hunt Down. And I expect we'll see Justin using the Twilight version of He is the Chosen One. There's Anakin's Destiny, gets his Destiny, which is definitely one of my favorite cards. Like My Father Before Me, and come on, Walkling. No one loves Walkling version anymore. I still love Walkling. Walkling is the most overpowered, overplayed card in Star Wars, but it's also great, and it makes me happy. Oh, Cedrik with the opening hand security precautions, or Sonic Bombardment. Before he even activates, he's going to go fetch himself the prison. That also tells me he probably didn't draw a We Must Accelerate. So, Carl, I love Ewoks. They're adorable. We actually had a cat for a long time who was named Nippet, which is the name of the baby Ewok on Walkling. I also have a Nippet Funko Pop because Walkling is love, Walkling is life. Again, as I was saying, Cedrik probably... Oh, and Justin's getting his Twixes as well. So he's going to play Our Only Hope V to grab Yoda's Hut. Obviously, Twix, 2 icons for me, none for you. We all know how that works, but I try and limit acronyms a little bit, limit the jargon talk. So new players, returning players can watch this and be like, hey, I understand what he's saying. I do think Cedrik grabbed this security tower. It tells me he probably didn't have a We Must Accelerate Our Plans in hand, because I think you would have saved to use the pull to make sure you got the bridge. Although he's only activating 5, he's not putting out Vader. He might just say, why not? Oh, all right. So Cedrik says, well, I got a Forlom. Let's Forlom. So let's see where, what he gets here. I think that's a great, honestly, it's a great opening hand for Cedrik. He got his 2-0 sight, so he's going to have enough to drop Vader next turn, no matter what happens. He got Forlom. He can Forlom a card, picks up a couple. Both players are going to lose 1 to Visage. Cedrik draws all of it, so he says, I'm not grabbing an interrupt this turn. Which he probably doesn't have to. I mean, that's the thing is, Justin's also only going to activate 6 this turn. Like, basically, all right, Justin losing the Han-Shun Falcon from hand, and Cedrik losing the Emperor's Personal Shuttle from hand. I think they both said, neither one of us is playing a system. Our token space can go right the heck away, which is a smart play on both accounts, and definitely the play I would have made in the same position. Like, you have a space card in hand, you're not going to need that space card. Throw it away and get good cards instead. Let's see what Justin does here. I assume we'll see a Docking Bay pull with Twilight. Grabs Tragedy. Not a big surprise. Here's the Docking Bay pull. With Twilight, this... I hope for Justin's sake he's not playing Count the Lukes here. Like, I hope he had one in opening hand. That definitely makes the game a little more fun. And obviously... yeah, you are right, Greg. It is possible Cedrik could get pulled down to 5 activation. No, because the Moving Prophecy, he's not activated anything off Prophecy anyways, Greg. He'd still get 6. 2 for the Security Tower, 2 for the Med Chamber, 1 for the Hollow Theater, and 1 for him. He wouldn't be activating at the Yoda's Hut either way. So, yeah, I mean, he could cut him down to 6, but he'd still get some. Looks like Justin might have had to play Count the Lukes, as he draws everything there. I think that's unfortunate for Justin. Yeah, his Destiny makes it -1, so he wouldn't activate at that Endor site. And Moving Prophecy would have no effect, because Prophecy would add an icon and then lose it because of Luke. So he still doesn't activate there. Without activating there, he gets his other icons. So he just doesn't activate at Endor. He would still get 6. So, and there's the flagship bridge from hand. So both players just getting... Did I not call you Bill? Was that my fault? I'm sorry. And wow, both players look like they're struggling to find their big guns, but Cedrik in a little better spot there. He throws down the Galactic Emperor, the new Virtual Emperor the PC just put out in the last set. I'll zoom in a little bit on it just so everyone can see the beautiful artwork our graphics team did. And also, this is a balance card to kind of lower the cost of all of the ultra rares, like the Destiny 6 Emperor, Destiny 6 Luke Jedi Knight, who I'm sure Justin's running a couple of in this He is the Chosen One deck. They're still hard to get. They're still something that, you know, is a barrier to entry for players. And the PC said, you know what? The Players Committee said, you know, we're gonna make this a little easier. Both players lose from reserve for Visage. We see a Lando, which is not a great card for Justin to lose. Like, he needs his guys. And the Cloud City Downtown Plaza coming off the top. I don't think Cedric's happy with that either. Like, one of the things Cedric could do is just say, fine, I'm going to ignore Luke. I'm going to stack Vader and crew at the Downtown Plaza and trade off. But he doesn't get that going. Instead, we do see Justin dropping Luke's Saber from reserve. And the Home One Docking Bay as well from hand. Now, Justin might have had a Luke Saber in hand as well. You know, he did draw a bunch. You always grab the reserve deck. Oh, and the Luke's Bionic Hand from hand as well. So Luke's pretty well loaded there. Like, he's power 11 right now. That's... Cedric's needs an answer. Like, this is not a simple go get, because Cedric is, I mean, he's only activating 10. Like, he's not... They're each activating enough to drop one guy a turn. We see that he will bring balance. Cedric didn't bother putting out secret plans. Justin retrieves the Run Luke Run from his objective. Cedric wisely does not stack a card. And there Cedric drops secret plans. That balances out earlier today. Haze Hunter versus 0 Hour let the first retrieval go for free before he dropped secret plans. So now Cedric is saying, well, we'll balance that out. I'll give the Americans a free retrieval. Both peel a card for Visage. Cedric losing a Sonic Bombardment from hand, as both his Cloud City sites are accounted for. And Justin losing Hujix from the top of reserve deck. That may be an impactful card. Like, Hujix is a big card, or can be a big card in this matchup, because Huntdown definitely wants to pound battle damage. And we see Cedric says, well, I might not have a Vader, but this guy's pretty good. And I do think he is, especially because he'll get around the first blaster deflection. Oh, Justin going fancy with a Jedi's concentration. And Cedric wisely, I think, grabs that. You don't want him losing stuff. Oh, and the I have you now from hand to add 2 battle destiny. So Cedric's hand, I mean, it might have been lacking in Evader, but that's a spicy little get that probably allows him to clear Luke. And let's see. Does Justin have something like a sorry about the mess combo here? He uses the bionic hand first to switch Hera to grab that Hujix. So now we know he's got the Hujix in hand, which is great for him. Hera probably doesn't come into play too often. We see the 5 for Battle Destiny with the We Must Accelerate. I mean, Luke's immunity to... Yeah, I spaced on that he was swinging. That's... Concentration stops everybody's swings. I know that. Looks like Cedric's sitting on the Sith Fury and probably trying to decide if he wants to use it to cancel and redraw or just take them all into hand. He does go with the cancel and redraw, and I think Justin's now thinking about grabbing that Sith Fury. And he does. Sith Fury and Jedi Lev are always cards that you feel like you should grab them. And I don't think grabbing it's ever really a bad play, but at the same time, it definitely doesn't feel like a good play sometimes. Like, you feel bad grabbing it. And instead, he draws a 2 instead of that 1. So he's at 7. So Luke is... Well, Luke's immunity to attrition is 9, I think. So we still need... That'll get there. That last 2 gets him to 9. Those are not great draws for Cedric, though. Oh! That's big that they're tracking us. That's going to keep Luke on table because his immunity to attrition is less than 9. That 8 is definitely not the way Cedric wanted this to go. Yep, and Cedric just said sad times. Like, those were some bad draws. You know, frankly, Cedric might end up losing Maul and stacking a card here. And he's going to, as we see the 6 for Battle Destiny. That's going to put Justin at a 17, which means he's going to force Cedric to stack a card. He's going to get a card off his Destiny. That's a really, really good start for Justin. Oh, yeah, that Cedric's draws are... That was terrible luck. Like, if I'm Cedric and I'm in this exact same position, I make that play 100 times out of 100. That Cedric made absolutely the right play. He got bit by the wrong side of RNG. You know, they're random number, random draw. It's too early to get for him to have been tracking that. There's only so much he can do. And it's bad luck for Cedric. It's good luck for Justin. And Justin made some of his own luck. Like, he had the tracking us to get around that. So... And I see the chat in, you know, if you're reading the chat, Joe Olson just said, Desai posted to the USA Outrider chat 40 minutes ago. Ideally, I go Luke. He goes Maul, whiffs, loses the battle, and I just win on turn 2. And that's kind of what this looks like. You know, like, this was I don't think Cedric did anything wrong here, but Cedric's behind the 8 ball right now hard. You know, Justin's got a loaded Luke there. He's got the ability to refill his hand, which is already better. He's got 11 cards in hand versus Cedric's 7. He's draining with Luke, and he's going to be draining for 3. Next turn, he's 2 this turn, and he now moves Frostfeast, so he bumps his activation by 1 more. Like, he didn't win right there. Oh, and he backs up with Ahsoka. Like, yeah, and the chat's kind of saying, you know, that without that Jedi's concentration or Cedric drawing badly, this all could have gone wildly different. And with what Cedric played, I'd still, you know, even knowing he had the Jedi's concentration, you still make that play 100 times out of 100. I think that's absolutely the right play, and there's no There's never a question of that. It's just you got bad luck. So Justin uses his objective to retrieve Lando, and Cedrik doesn't stack a card. I'll be honest, I think I would have stacked there. Like, I don't care what your 7 cards are. I think having a card there that says Lando goes out of play, and I never have to deal with Screaming Lando coming down, is worth doing. And yeah, I mean, this was I said at the start of the stream, I talked about it a little bit, this was absolutely going to be a game that came down to an early battle or two, and whoever got control was probably going to keep it. And that's exactly what happened there. You know, Justin said, Jedi's Con plus they're tracking us, kept him in control. Yeah, I'm not a big proponent of stacking to stop the retrieval. I'm very judicious about it, and a lot of times I'll try and kind of taunt it out. You know, like I'll retrieve High Destiny, and usually those go through, and then you hit a part, you know, a point in the game where you start having lower Destiny stuff there, and you start retrieving characters. And you're like, either you're giving me back a guy to attack you with, or you're losing a card, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, putting Lando out of play in a game that's going to hinge on battles, and Lando is obnoxious to deal with, I think was a mistake. I'll say that one right now. I think I put Lando out of play there. But let's see where it goes for Cedrik. It might also be Cedrik's kind of feeling that he's on his heels right now. He's got to find something. So we see the no escape to grab Vane, I think. That sort of screams that Cedrik's struggling to find Vader. And he doesn't have the I Am Your Father out yet, although we might see this. Okay. Oh, so he had 2 Vanes in hand. So we may see him going back at it now. Like, if the surface defense goes and gets him I Have You Now, or I Am Your Father, and he's got a Vader Saber in there, we may see Vane go get Vader get a Saber, make a run at it and hope. Like, especially if he's got another I Have You Now in hand. Although at the same time, there is the I Am Your Father. And again, gorgeous art from our team. I'm going to bring that one up just so everybody can see it. That was some absolutely beautiful AI art we got for I believe it was the Father's Day event. I know I've got a shiny one of those for my personal collection for when I play Hunt Down, and it's definitely one of the coolest things I've been able to get from the PC. And that's the kind of stuff you get, you know, playing in the tournaments, playing in OCS, playing in the fun events. Just these gorgeous cards that our graphics team just makes beautiful things. Cedrik's just drawing some. I get it. He's in a position, you know, Vader alone against Ahsoka and Luke feels like a good way to peel 15. Like, it's just not going to end well. But at the same time, he's got to do something. Like, he's got to get some cards in hand. He's going to eat a drain of 3 here, which stinks a little bit. He still has some time to catch up, but that time's running low a little bit. Like, this won't take too many. He can't take too many more turns of eat a drain of 3 and don't do anything. We see the 4-alarm go back, and this might be more a function of when he searched with that surface defense, he realized the stuff he needed to make any kind of a play was not in there, and sometimes that happens. Like, in a couple battle heavy decks, sometimes you just have to have the cards, and you don't want to walk into a terrible position. I'd be a little surprised to see Enter the Bureaucrat. Hunt Down's much more a deck that wants to go. If he's going to play some sort of immediate effect, I actually think the one from Naboo would be potentially more likely, the one that says the drains are +1, but then your battle destiny draws are +1 and you can retrieve. Yeah, I mean, Hunt Down can take, he can take a drain of 3 this turn without a problem. He can probably take one more, but he needs to take back Endor, and I think Justin sees that as well. That's going to be the only battleground on table in all likelihood. Like, Justin went and got the Death Star 2 site with Our Only Hope, but I don't know that Justin necessarily puts that out either. Like, that's the only battleground. Justin can't, Cedrik can't split up and just do the, all right, I'm going to go take the downtown plaza and call it a day. So it looks like he's Sonic Bombardment, probably to go get, yeah. I don't know why that's not giving up an immediate verify unless he's playing more than one of the. Oh, it's not giving up an immediate verify because something just froze. I hope that's. Alright, that was. Alright, there's some sort of revert. Looks like that just. Or maybe a revert, something just smacked everything. So, oh, yep, Justin got a verify. So, I mean, Vader to the Profundity Docking Bay, like, I'm not even sure how he gets Vader to the Profundity Docking Bay, though. Like, he needs a spy to get there first. So, and yeah, that'd be a. You have Vader draining for 2 while Justin drains for 3. This is not a. That's not the way you win this game. And again, getting Vader there is going to be the problem. You need a spy still to get in there. I guess theoretically you could drop Vader to the castle and move him over, probably. Nope, it's not a battleground, so you can't even move him there. See, I like to highlight cards and read them before I just sound like a complete idiot, and Carl in chat has to tell me I'm wrong. Justin activates, uses the escape pod, goes and gets the Hoojix. My guess is he put that back last turn, knowing he had the escape pod to go get it. He could utilize the, like my father before me, put a card down, give himself some extra force to do something. And yeah, actually, I'll be honest, Kuhn, I hadn't even, I'm not sure I knew that text existed on the Profundity Docking Bay. And yeah, if you get Vader there, it gives him a battleground. It makes things interesting, but getting Vader there is the trick. And we see the drain. So we see Vader's lightsaber from hand. That makes total sense. With I Am Your Father, he can just go get it. And, but at the same time, you're losing a force to go get it. So could you have lost something else from hand? Maybe. Lose the We Must Accelerate. Although you can lose from used or reserve to go get it. So you pay your 6 to deploy Vader and then peel the card from used to go get it. And what's the third card here? Loses an Ellis from reserve. Again, a good card. A card that would probably be much more impactful right now if Cedrik had the Downtown Plaza in play and they were trying to drain race each other. Like, Ellis gets real important then. And Justin just says, this is going to be the only battleground and I'm not giving it away. We already saw Skywalker's drawn for Battle Destiny. Earlier, he drops Daughter, which gives him another activation as well, as Daughter adds an icon at an Endor site. And, just says, this is it. Let's rock. Let's see what happens. Justin's going to draw a few. This is, I assume we'll see a Pay 1 to retrieve one as well. Justin's playing this perfectly. Like, I can't lose this by just stacking the only battleground site on table and outdraining. So until Cedrik says, I have an answer for this, we're just going to see Justin stack and defend. Like, there's nothing else he needs to do. Justin retrieving Run Luke 1 with his objective. And calls it a turn. Visage is going to burn them both. Let's see. Cedrik loses Dr. E combo from hand. And Justin loses an Our Only Hope from reserve deck. That Dr. E combo is a little bit of a surprise to see him lose that from hand. That's definitely a card that would have at least potentially swung things the other way. Now, maybe he's playing 2, but even if he is, that feels like a card that you still want to play. There's Vader, Emperor's Enforcer to the indoor site. That flips Justin back. I think we all saw that one coming. This is the play that's got to happen. Uses I Am Your Father and loses Phantom Menace from use. So, yep, he does. Just peel the top card he used, keeps the Force in play to give Vader his lightsaber. You're still down a bunch of power, Sad. We see Mara Jade with Saber there. Alright, we're just going to go chop everybody and hope. I mean, that's his out right now. He's got to have something. He can't. I mean, You Are Beaten's not going to do him any good, so he's got to have like a force field. He's got to have the, maybe another I Have You Now, maybe a sniper. He's got to have something here for a battle trick, because this doesn't end well otherwise. And we see Mara swinging at Luke. Looks like Justin's maybe thinking about if he wants to blast her. Yep, he's going to blast her, deflect the swing. Cedrik's going to grab it. And now we're going to see the swing back from Luke, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see a force field. Justin's not going to be able to grab that, but I think Justin's in a better position. Like, you'll let Cedrik have his force fields. Justin starts with the Anakin Skywalker to add a destiny to attrition. My guess is he'll then use Prophecy right away to get that Anakin back. I see another swing at Luke here. It is going through. We get a 5, and I mean, Luke is defense value 7, so he can't draw 2 here. 5 and a 4 says he gets him. Now the question is, does he have a sniper? Does he have some way to take him out? He's going to make him lose a force. Justin loses in Our Only Hope because he got all his uses out of that card. You're not going to need to move Prophecy. You pulled the Twix. You pulled the other location. Nope, he does not have a sniper. Justin swinging at Mara. There is no force field. See a Corrin and Myth Shuffle, Desperate Reach. That means Mara's going to be hit, and Cedric's likely going to have to lose Vader to the battle plus attrition. I would like to see Justin use that Prophecy just to get back Anakin right away. We're going to see Daughter try and cancel Mara's text. That's a miss. I mean, that was a low percentage. You got to spin a 6. But if you can subtract 2 from her power, why the heck not? Luke's Bionic Hand is going to go get something. Trades an escape pod for Anakin. I don't love that simply because you could have just used Prophecy to go get Anakin and could have used the Bionic Hand for something else. Cedric draws a 4 for Battle Destiny. That is enough to make sure Leia dies. And Justin draws a 6, so Vader's immunity is cracked either way, and now we're going to see the Attrition Destiny. Vader's he's going to have to peel 3 as well. Like, he is down 11, so he's going to stack 1 and give Justin another card, which is giving Justin another shot at Luke or something else. Cedric loses a Grand Moff Tarkin V from hand. And yeah, Cedric, he's going to lose Vader to the attrition. And he's down 11. Vader forfeits for 8, I believe. Yep, 8. So Cedric started the battle, and he's going to have to peel 3. I mean, he does kill Luke. He does kill Leia or Ahsoka. Likely Leia, I think. You keep Ahsoka because Ahsoka will flip you. But it's not great. Yeah, he can still Prophecy for Anakin later. I mean, I don't know. I guess it gets him Anakin back that way if he loses the hand. It's not the worst play. I might have just not prophesied. Or I might have not had the might have not lost the escape pod. I just not sure he's going to need it again. Like, he's comfortably ahead right now. And Cedric has to get himself out of a battle. And yeah, I don't think there's any chance Justin doesn't have another Luke in hand now, or I just don't think there's any chance. He's gotten the Your Destiny pulls. He's gotten the flip side of his objective grabs. He's running 5 Lukes, I'm sure. He did lose one, and he loses another escape pod from reserve deck. Cedrik loses a point man from hand. Cedric's got to make something happen here. Yeah, Cedrik doesn't have enough cards in hand. That's a problem for him right now. And Justin takes the top card in hand with his objective. Yep, he's going to pay 3 to drain for 2. And we see the Surface Defense from hand and Maul's Sith Infiltrator going off reserve. I mean, you don't need the space, but you wouldn't mind drawing the 6. I might have put in a 6th Luke just because. Did Justin not have a Luke? Instead, he throws with Obi with lightsaber and a grappling hook. Honestly, he doesn't really need a Luke. Like, Obi and Ahsoka keep him flipped. They're Jedi. They keep Cedrik on the 0 side. They can start battle. Like, you didn't get a Luke, you got an Obi. As far as consolation prizes go, that works pretty darn well. Yeah, that's, without a Luke, you're still wildly in control of this match. You lose the +1 to battle destinies. You lose the Like My Father Before Me stuff. And we see him using He Will Bring Balance to retrieve the Luke's Bionic Hand. 7s are good to have in your reserve deck, I've heard. Yeah, Cedric's got to do something this turn. Like, Cedric's got to clear that site. He needs another Vader. He needs something with it. And I understand why he lost the Dr. E and Ponda. He didn't have the force to deploy Dr. E, Ponda, Vader, and Mara, and he needed that Destiny. And we see Justin grappling hook to shuffle Cedric's reserve so he can't track. 3 cards in there. I think Cedric's going for broke here. Drop Vader. You're gonna I Am Your Father for a saber. You're gonna swing at Ahsoka. And you're going to hope to cancel, you're going to hope to make it work. We see Cedric ask for a revert to activate probably slightly less. Maybe leave 1 more, yep. That'll allow him to 4-line a card if he wants to or something. I don't think he's doing anything with that 4th Destiny unless he's got like another I Have You Now, and I don't know. Cedric's got 16 cards down and 5 in hand, so he's got 21 total cards. And Justin's got 21 cards down and another 10 in hand. Like, Justin's 10 cards up. He controls the only battleground on table. And Visage burning them both is totally fine. Like, that's fine for Justin. He's perfectly happy as he's retrieving 1 every other turn, every turn. So Visage is only hitting him half as hard. There's the gorgeous alt art Vader Emperor's Enforcer. Here's the lose 1 from used pile. Oh, there's Tarkin, so that's how he's planning to draw 2. Here's the lose 1 from used pile to grab the saber. Loses the Aura Sing. That Aura Sing that might have cost him the game very early in that first battle against Luke, where he needed to clear him and failed. This is a good battle for Cedric. I think he's in a good position to make something happen here. I assume, yep, you'll swing at Ahsoka because any Destiny kills Obi. So short of drawing 2 1s, the Ahsoka subtracts down to 0-0. Obi dies, and I don't think Cedric's drawing 2 1s. He does draw high enough to kill Ahsoka with the swing. Now, something like a sniper would be potentially a little obnoxious, but like it doesn't take this game from a loss to a win, I don't think. We see Obi-Wan swing at Vader. Do we have a force field? There's the force field. And Justin grabs it on his grappling hook. And we'll add the Destiny with Tarkin. Like, this is good for Cedrik, but he's got 2 cards in hand. And Justin's got 9 and the ability to just come back at Vader, because it's going to be Vader he comes back at. Justin draws, or Cedrik draws a 2 and a 3 for Battle Destiny, so he's got a total power of 15. He may end up stacking a card here. Like, if Justin draws a 5 or a 6... Okay, he draws a 4, so they do tie for battle. So he doesn't have to stack a card. This ends up about as good as it could have for Cedrik. He's got Vader with the lightsaber sitting there. And now he's got the only battleground, so he's going to flip Hunt down. And he doesn't lose to Visage, and now Justin does for this turn. The odds Justin can't come back from this, I think, are slim. I think Justin's got to have some cards to go after it, but this is the play Cedrik had to make, and the way it needed to go for him to have a chance, and that's the best chance he has. Cedric saying, look at me being flipped and all. Yep, for half a turn or so. Like, I you know, feel good about yourself, though. You got this one, Cedric. That's... It'll go back to... We'll see Hunt down on the 0 side soon enough. It won't be their fire has gone out of the universe for long. Justin loses the I don't like sand from reserve deck. I think that's probably fine. He's likely... You know, he'd rather get the +1 to his Battle Destinies with Luke there. I doubt Cedric is running another copy of I Have You Now. So he doesn't get the, you know, and he doesn't have another Vader, or he doesn't have another Tarkin. There's Young Skywalker coming down. Now, Young Skywalker can get back the Jedi's, never mind. As to say, he can retrieve a Jedi's Focus or a Jedi's Fury. Jedi's Fury would cancel Vader's game text, and that would be bad for him. But Cedric wisely drops Coward and says, nope, you're not retrieving nothing. And that's good. Yeah, if Cedric can get ahead here, this game is not over. Like, just Young Skywalker versus this is bad, especially with Cedric going and grabbing Vader's anger. Alright, so Justin had the Luke lightsaber in hand. I wonder if he was trying to kind of taunt out some plays from Cedric and get him to here. You know, get him to try and think he was going to get away with it, but he had to X the second saber from hand. I don't this is all Justin's unless something goes horribly wrong. We see the swing at Vader. We got a 4 and just needs a 3. There's the 3. So Vader is hit. Oh! Cedric with the I can subtract 1-2 play, potentially keeping Vader alive. Although we are going to see the Anakin Skywalker, I'm sure, to add a Destiny to attrition now. And Justin's saying, alright, fine, let's make this play cute. We'll see the Vader swing. That's a 7. So he just needs to not draw a 0. 7 and 1 is not a 0. That's enough. No, they're tracking us to subtract. Luke's going to die. Justin's got to lose 1. He loses Lando from the top. Now, sniper here would be huge for Cedric. Cedric does not have the sniper. Alright, so that Anakin Skywalker is going to... The +2 to total battles. He's cute. Completely inconsequential. He's still down 2 power, effectively, in the Battle Destiny, as Luke draws a +1. So Luke draws a 7 for Battle Destiny, puts him at 16 power. Cedric needs to draw an 8 not to stack 1. That's not an 8. So Cedric's going to stack 1. Cedric's going to lose Vader. Justin's going to lose Luke. And that's good for Justin. And actually, the stack is really good for Justin. It'll now get him another card in hand. And Cedric got 3 in hand and 14 in life force. Like, I assume he might have his third Vader, but I mean, what's your play? You put Vader down to the Endor and you hope? Like, that's really all you can do, and then you just gotta count on Justin not being able to come at you. And honestly, like it's saying in chat, Justin could, if he can't come at him, just go, here's the 2-2 I got, here's a Yoda to flip you back, we're both gonna burn to Visage, and I'm ahead of everything else. We see young Skywalker go away. That is the second lightsaber, though. So we likely will not see another lightsaber come out for Justin. I think the only guy he's probably got one Obi with lightsaber left in deck. I expect he's probably running 2. That's good for Cedric, but I think it's probably a too little too late sort of thing, as Justin's drawing some cards, which makes sense. You're just trying to get some cards in hand at this point. You know, get an answer on the assumption Cedric is going to come down with probably his last Vader. Like, I expect this, he has 1 Vader left. Cedric loses P-59 from reserve. Justin loses that Hujix again from hand. I think at this point Justin can comfortably say he's not going to need the Hujix. Cedric, one of those 3 cards needs to be a Vader. So Cedric activates 8, and then is 4 lambing for a card. That should be his Maul, I believe. I'll be honest, if his only out is dropping Maul and hoping, he's in a rough spot here. Like, I do believe that's his Maul, and if that's what it's going to be, is he activated, grabbed Maul, he's going to throw Lord Maul down and hope. Yeah, I don't like that one. He needed Vader. I mean, Lord Maul's... Okay, Lord Maul and Kylo. So he doesn't have Vader. He's trying to defend that site, but Justin's ahead by a bunch of cards. Like, Justin's 11 cards ahead in the matchup. And honestly, could just ignore those 2, go to the 2-2. Because that's still... I mean, it's a drain of 2. So it's a drain of 3 with Lord Maul. Like, it's a good site. It's a good spot, but Justin could absolutely just say, all right, I'm going to throw Yoda at the 2-2 and keep you on the 0 side. Cedric says, come get me. Come at me, bro. I mean, this is Hitco, Cedric. Come at me, bro, is exactly what Justin wants to do every single time. That being said, Justin doesn't have his lightsaber for a Luke, although he could definitely go Luke, Bionic Hand, battle, get back Anakin Skywalker, draw Battle Destiny, draw Destiny to attrition, and burn him. Justin loses Yoda from hand, and Cedric loses the We Must Accelerate from reserve. So Cedric's keeping 1 card in hand. Yeah, Justin's board state right now is difficult for Justin because if he goes to the 2-2, it's a drain of 2 versus a drain of 3. He's up a little bit in force. He's got some extra force. I do think he's up high enough in force. That's enough to get him there because the Visage burn, plus the fact that they're both going to be paying for drains, I think it would get him there. At the same time, if he's got a Luke and Yoda in hand, I wouldn't hate just throw him down and go nuts. Like, your board state is better if you just clear Cedric off of that site. And that's the other thing that it could take. So let's see what Justin does here. He does activate everything. He's got 11 active. So it looks like he activated 9 total of his possible 11. I mean, this is a closer game. Losing the forest hurt. Justin's just verifying his reserve deck. He's got 3 cards in there. Cedric gets a verify as well. Let's see what Justin does. 167. All right, thank you, Cedrik. So that's not great. Justin just says, what did we talk about? Visage just burning us both? Okay. Throws Jin Urso undercover. Cedrik's only got one card in hand. The odds of that being something crazy good are maybe a little slim. He throws Luke to the Endor site. Are we trying to telegraph a run Luke run battle? Maybe. Justin just draws a card and says okay. Again, right now neither of them are doing any damage, and Visage has them on a clock as Cedrik loses Aplek from reserve and Justin loses a Luke from reserve. That might be all of Justin's Lukes because he lost one earlier. Yeah, he might have lost the 2. I didn't see him lose the 2-2, and I did see him grab it real early in game. He might just be not wanting to give up. I'm not sure, as Cedrik's one card in hand was the Comscan detection to kill Jin and give him that drain of 3. That's very good for Cedrik. That's not real good for Justin. Let's see what Justin does here. Yeah, and maybe it is a next turn run like round. I think the 167 might have frightened him if he was only drawing. Although he could have, well, he couldn't go get back the Anakin because he used it twice, and Prophecy's dead. And if he didn't have the Bionic hand to swap into it, maybe that's what he was trying to find. We'll see the drain of 3 at the Ewok Village. Justin loses a Scoundrel Lando from hand, and Obi with Lightsaber from reserve, and the Bionic hand from reserve. So there went the 1 and the 6. He could relocate. Yeah, between a battle. Oh no, he's got to go to a battleground site first. He'd have to move him and then relocate. So Cedrik just draws a couple. Cedrik says, well, we can, all of a sudden Cedrik's in a better board state. Yep, Funeral Pyre is not a battleground. That's what I just said. He can't do the relocate without moving Luke to the battleground first. I don't think he's intending to relocate. I think if Justin was going to put out the 2-2, the play would have been put out the 2-2, put Luke there, and just say, fine, we'll trade drains. I'm ahead. And that's okay, Carl. You're on a beach. I don't expect your spelling to be perfect. But Cedrik's suddenly in a better position. Like, Luke's got to find a way to take Maul and Kylo off table, but you're not doing it alone. And Justin activates everything. Cedrik, I don't think he's lost that sniper yet. So he may be sitting on it right now. So there's the 2-2 from hand. I'm not sure why that didn't go down last turn. I could definitely see there's Yoda to the 2-2. Like, all of that could have happened last turn. And he relocates Prophecy, which is good. Yeah, I think he definitely was not counting on Cedrik's only card in hand being the Jin Killer. Like, that was a savvy hold by Cedrik. Knowing that, that might come into play, because that was really the only thing that was going to hurt him, was if he had Jin to just stall the game out and say, fine, we both lose to Visage, and Justin wins that game. You guys see something happen here, though. Like, I like Yoda there simply because if Cedrik's got that sniper, putting Yoda in front of the Ewok Village could just be eat a sniper, eat a drain for 3, etc. The Our Only Hope moving the Prophecy was cute. It turns into a drain of 2 instead of a drain of 3, which is good. I mean, all of this is little stuff for Justin to keep him alive. Justin's drawing a few. I'm not positive he's got his Run Luke Run. Like, he's lost it a couple times, and I don't know if he's retrieved it. Oh, don't worry about correcting me, dude. I'm married. I say stupid stuff all the time, and I get corrected all the time. This is not a... that would not be news to me, man. Cedrik looks like he doesn't activate at the start. He uses Forlom instead. Now he's going to activate. And I'm assuming we'll just see a pay 3 to drain for 2 and move the Prophecy. And loses Anakin's Destiny from hand and Luke's Hunting Rifle. Ooh. Luke's Hunting Rifle's cute. What is... Target a character or creature. Target hit by Luke. It's forfeit 0 and you retrieve a force. Ooh, that would have been nice. That would have been a obnoxious little card. And Prophecy goes back, which means, unless Justin has another Our Only Hope, which wouldn't shock me, it's a drain of 2 at the Death Star 2 site. And Cedrik just says, okay, I'm going to pick a couple more up. We're both going to lose to Visage. Like right now, an Our Only Hope would be very big. There goes Justin losing a Luke Jedi Knight from hand. So he was on 6. What'd you miss? Lots of back and forth, some fun stuff happening. You'll get to watch the whole game on YouTube, I think. Right now, you're catching the tail end of an extremely close game. We see the Justin and Cedrik just conceded as, yep, Justin was slightly ahead, and they were just going to be trading drains of 2 and Visage burning. Justin was going to win that game. Wow, I'll be honest, the way that early battle went, I was not expecting Cedrik to get this close. He played that very, very well. Justin also obviously played very, very well. This was some extremely high level Star Wars. Honestly, like, if you guys go back and watch this on YouTube, this is a, spectacularly played by both players. I think the decisions were generally correct. I don't think there's too much that I can really say was a wrong play, especially, when you see the follow-throughs on the way stuff was done. Congratulations, USA taking a 2-1 lead right now in the Outrider Cup. Yeah, Cedrik played outstanding, and so did Justin. Like, these guys are... There's no slouches here. Like, there's 3 people you're watching in this game. You're watching Cedrik, you're watching Justin, and you're listening to me. And I am definitely the worst player of the 3 people involved. And I'm not horrible. Like, it's... I'm not a great player anymore, but I'm still capable at times. And this was a heck of a game played by both players. Thank you guys all for watching. Gosh, we have 40 viewers. That's awesome. Thank you guys all for watching. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. Keep an eye on the streams. I know James Martin will get out some info when the next streams are out, who the next, who's streaming it, or if it's going to be played live and then stream a replay. We're going to get everything out. I hope everybody had a blast. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Force be with you.